Hi everyone and welcome to PinkyTech. I'm Joe and today we're going to take a look at the Antec NX200M Micro ATX PC case from, well, Antec. Now this is what you would call a budget Micro ATX PC case because it is under $70, and yes, I do remember when under $50 was a budget Micro ATX PC case, but looking at prices nowadays, it's not really the case anymore. That being said, this is about $65 give or take on Amazon. You can check other places as well, but it does consistently stay under that $70 price point that you would look at for a budget Micro ATX case. But it doesn't really sacrifice on a lot of the features. So starting off, I do really like this hinged tempered glass side panel, which is very handy for building because you can just take it off, put it somewhere, and you don't have to really worry about it while you're building. You don't have to worry about it closing, opening, etc. But you do have to worry about fingerprints and stuff like that. Now, speaking of building, the thing that really grabbed my attention about the case is its compact size. So you're looking at just 13.8 inches long here, about 7.8 inches wide, and only about 15.5 inches tall. So from a Micro ATX perspective, it's actually a very compact case, and it's not the smallest case on the market. You could go ITX, some of those things, but it is very compact in size compared to its other competitors in the Micro ATX space. Now with the compact space does come some sacrifices. Obviously in the front, you can only fit a 240mm AIO. There is no AIO support on top because there's just not enough room between the case itself and where you'd have to route cables in. And then you can also fit a 120mm AIO on the back, but that's about it. And because of the compact nature of the case, you're only going to be able to fit a 150mm CPU cooler, and it's only going to support GPUs of about 275mm or somewhere just shy of 11 inches. So if you're getting this case, make sure that you got maybe a 2-fan card and not one of the larger 2-fan cards. If you have a 3-fan card, you're probably going to be very hard pressed to actually get it installed into this case. Now, as far as other features for the case, it does actually have a power supply basement, but don't worry, it does have the window cut out. So for all you aesthetics only guys that want to vinyl wrap everything, you can still keep the vinyl companies employed. In addition to that, it does have room for a 2.5-inch drive plus a 3.5-inch drive. And then there's a convertible tray for another drive that can be either 2.5 or 3.5 inches. So you have a couple options of configurations, but I would do like I did and go with like an NVMe drive, and then you can have another 2 hard drives if needed or one larger hard drive for extra capacity. Now, as for the I/O on this case, it's pretty standard. You get your power and reset buttons, 2 USB 2.0, a USB 3.0, and then a dedicated microphone and headphone jack. Now, I do wish companies would move to just all USB 3 or USB 3 plus a Type-C port on there. I think that's where us as PC gamers are going, and it would be nice to see the industry kind of catch up with that, but it is what it is. We'll have to kind of deal with it for now. All in all, like I said, pretty standard, but obviously more in the budget category than the upper class or upper echelon of cases where you would see just USB 3 plus USB-C type ports, like on my Corsair 5000D. Now, overall, I enjoyed building in the case. It's pretty well quality for the budget that it is. Keep in mind, you're not going to have the densest steel materials or anything like that because this is a budget case. However, there is room behind the motherboard tray for your extra cables. However, I would say do not try to do cable extensions inside this case because it is so compact. You really don't have the extra room in the power supply basement to allow for additional cable management of something like that. But overall, I would say it's decent for something in this category. Plenty of tie down spots and things of that nature. And overall, it was just a pleasant building experience. Now, as for some of the drawbacks, it does only come with one 120mm exhaust fan, so you will have to throw in some additional fans, which of course factor into your cost. So if you're going to do this plus another 3 fans, you may want to look at another case that's a little bit cheaper because that's probably going to run you about $90 depending on the fans you select and the sales going on. And there are some other competitors in the market for the $80 to $100 space, a little bit better in quality and come with the fans included. And then of course you have the bane of my existence, the punch-out PCIe covers. Now, if you have been around this channel for a while, you know that I've complained early and often about punch-out PCIe covers. However, I'd let it go here recently on Micro ATX cases because there's pretty much one design layout that you're going to have. However, what aggravated me about Antec and their decision here is the case comes with punch-out PCIe covers, but the accessory kit has 2 of these. These are just regular PCIe covers that will clip in for replacements and then you screw them in. But there's only 4 expansion slots on this entire case. If you're going to do that, just give me 4 of these already on there. And if that means $66 instead of $65 or $69 instead of $68, yeah, you know what I did there. That's fine, I'll pay the difference. But to me, either go the full PCIe route, punch out lanes and own it, or just go with these, which, please go with these companies. I've said this before, but I probably wouldn't be that upset if they didn't just go ahead and include this anyway, but they did include 2 of these. They do include all the tie downs, all the screws that you're gonna need for the case. So I guess that's appreciated, but this just irrationally infuriated me because they could have just been installed or just not been there, and I would have been fine with it either way, but they included it and they just got me riled up. Now I do have affiliate links for this case in the description down below, so you can check that out. It helps out the channel, doesn't cost you anything extra. While you're down there, I'll also have links to all my social media platforms, Discord, all that good stuff. But if you don't like this case, why don't you check out this playlist right here where I've got all of the different case reviews that I've done. And as always guys, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.